Welcome to your exclusive presentation of South O'Brien Wolverine Athletics on Fuller Digital Solutions.
Here at Meet the Team and here in Paulina at one of the home games that you guys have. And who am I speaking with?
Reese Farquhar.
Reese, how are you doing today?
Good.
Good. And tell me a little bit about kind of how things have been going on the softball team so far.
Well, this year we had a lot of spots to fill. We had a pretty big senior class last year, but I thought we have filled them pretty well. We just won our first game on Monday against HLP, and I think it brought confidence for the team.
Yeah, what do you think the strength of the team is going to be this year?
We need to communicate, and then, honestly, our hitting, Ginger Newenhouse is a really good hitter, and then I think we've done hitting pretty well. That's the one thing we've improved on, I'd say, like from all the way in February to hitting to now. So.
Absolutely. Tell me a little bit about yourself. How old are you? What positions do you play on the team? And a little bit about maybe your parents and your family.
So I'm about to finish my sophomore year. I play third base for varsity. I'm batting second this year. And then my family, well, my older sister graduated last year. She was second base. And then I have an older brother. And then my parents. My dad has been a huge influence for softball for me, and so Coach Struve is my aunt. And
Awesome.
She's been a huge influence too.
What's as you say, what would be one of your biggest goals this year for the softball team, whether that's for you or for the team just in general?
For me, I want to be stronger with batting. I mean, being a freshman last year batting, I was a little nervous, but this year I want to just be a stronger bat. And for the team, I think we all just need to communicate more, and we can do better with things when we do communicate and get along.
Absolutely. Well, year two, we wish the best of luck to you this year, and obviously good luck tonight against a good team here visiting Paulina. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, perfect. And we'll just run from one end to the other, and then if you could hand the mic to the next person, just if you sit it down and pick it up and just make some noise. So.
Put this all in my ears?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. What's your name? Who am I speaking
I'm
with?
Lindsay Yank.
Lindsay, awesome. So tell me a little bit, let's start off about yourself, maybe how old you are, what positions you play on the team, and your parents, that sort of
I'm
thing.
also ending my sophomore year, and I play first base for varsity. I'm batting fifth.
Gotcha.
My parents, I don't know. My sisters, they played softball in junior high, but I'm the only one that stuck it out through high school.
Gotcha. Is softball the only sport you play, or do you play more sports?
No, I'm a four-sport athlete. I play basketball, volleyball, golf, and then softball.
Awesome. So I just got done with a successful golf season, now kind of rolling right into softball, and it seems to be that the season switches fast, and once softball gets going, it kind of doesn't stop. You guys have a busy week this week, is that right?
4 games.
4 games? Yeah, absolutely. So have one tonight, and then we wish you the best of luck here coming up. Just in terms of any goals that you have for the season or for yourself or for the team at all?
To improve my batting, I'd say. And fielding, I feel like is pretty good, but I want to be more confident at first since I'm the biggest player, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what do you think is your strength as a first baseman, would you say?
I feel like I have the length to stretch out and get the balls more.
Yeah, I like that, and that's definitely a necessity there. So, again, we wish you the best of luck this year, and thanks so much for getting to know me.
Yep.
All right. The next one, perfect. And we are rolling right along here. Who am I speaking with?
I'm Ashlyn Gunnarsson.
Ashlyn, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Awesome. So tell me about this year and kind of how old you are and what positions you play on the team and that sort of thing.
I'm a junior this year, and I play second base, and I'm batting sixth.
Gotcha. So that kind of middle infield spot there is second base kind of a spot you've always played?
Yeah, last year I played some shortstop on varsity at the beginning of the season, but second base is definitely my primary position.
Gotcha. And tell me a little bit about maybe your parents, your family, for those of our viewers who don't know you.
I have 2 older sisters. They're both a lot older than me. They're both married. My oldest sister just had her 3rd baby, and my second sister, she just had a new baby as well.
Wow. Well, congratulations on being the new aunt times 2 here. That's awesome. So any goals for yourself this year, or for either for yourself or for the team in terms of just things you want to accomplish?
I definitely want to increase my confidence, both batting and in the field. This is my first year batting varsity, so it's definitely a little nerve-wracking, especially the first couple games of the year. But I really just want to increase my confidence there in the box.
Yeah, well, busy schedule for you guys to start out, so you'll get a lot of reps and hopefully be able to get things in a roll here. Thank you so much for talking with me. All right, and we have our next South O'Brien Wolverine. Who am I speaking with?
I'm Abby Nelson.
Abby, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So tell me a little bit about yourself. First of all, for the viewers and the listeners who don't know you, maybe let's start with your family.
Yeah. So I'm Abby Nelson. I have a pretty big family. I got 4 older brothers. They're all out of high school and graduated and stuff. Got a bunch of little nieces and nephews, and I'm just the youngest by like 5.5 years.
You're the baby of the family?
Yep.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about your role on the team. What positions do you play, that sort of thing?
I am shortstop, and I'm the 7th batter. I got
Gotcha.
a pretty big role because I got a lot of balls coming to me, and I feel like I'm looked to as a leader. I'm one of the upperclassmen. I'm just finishing my junior year, so I feel like my role as a leader is pretty strong on the team.
Absolutely. And shortstop's exactly like you said, one of those positions, kind of a lot more maybe work than some of the other positions, a lot of balls hit. I mean, you feel comfortable in that role as kind of the lead shortstop on the team?
Yeah, I am. I kind of just got roped into it last year. I'd never played it before, but Coach Struve talked to me about it, and then I played it for a game, and I really liked it. I think I'm finally getting the hang of it.
Perfect. Well, we wish you the best of luck this year, Abby, and all that you guys do, and hopefully you have a successful season. Thanks so much for talking to me. Thank you. All righty, and who am I speaking with?
Ginger Newhouse.
Ginger, how are you doing?
Good.
Good. So tell me a little bit about your thoughts coming into the season this year, and how I know you guys have already had one game, but kind of early parts of the season. Tell me your thoughts about how things have gone so far.
It's just going to be a wild ride.
Yeah. Do you think you guys played well in your game, the first game of the year? Obviously, you guys did get a win, but
Yes.
in terms of things going well, you think you guys played well?
Definitely.
Awesome.
That was probably the biggest win we've ever had.
Yeah, kind of all 3 phases, offense, defense, that sort of thing. Did pretty well on all
Yes.
aspects. Awesome. So, tell me a little bit. Let's talk about you for a little bit. Tell me about your parents, maybe how old you are, what positions you play on the team, that sort of thing.
My parents are Jerry and Jen Newhouse, and I am 18-year-old, and I am also a catcher for South O'Brien Wolverines.
Awesome. So that make you a senior this year?
Yes.
Awesome. So you're definitely one of the role models and the upperclassmen on the team. Is that a role that you're comfortable with coming into your final season here?
Yes, definitely. I love talking to the younger classmen, what to do, what to not to do, and it just makes me feel more confident knowing that I know more and teaching them more.
Sure, especially at that catcher position. That's a very vocal leader position there behind the plate. So we wish you the best of luck here this year. And any goals, either for yourself or for a team that you've kind of thought of you have this year?
Team, I hope to get more wins than last year, of course.
Yeah.
And for myself, just keep fighting.
Absolutely. Well, Ginger, we wish you the best of luck here this year, and especially tonight in this game. But otherwise, thanks so much for chatting with me.
Thanks.
Thank you. And we got our next Wolverine up. Who am I speaking with?
Marissa Ebel.
How are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about, we'll start with yourself. What, for those viewers who don't know you, it's maybe how old you are and who your family is, your parents, that sort of thing.
I just turned 19. I'm a senior. I play left field. I live with my mom, and my grandparents are a big impact, and I'm the only child.
Absolutely. So playing left field, and obviously as a senior this year, I'm sure one of the role models on the team. What's kind of your outlook in terms of what your strengths are in left field?
I think that with me being older, the younger girls look up to me because we don't really have much older people. We have a lot of younger girls here, so they look up to me.
Sure.
With me being older and being the only outfielder, they look up to me.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, that left field position, sometimes they call it, third base is kind of the hot corner, but that left field is also kind of the hot corner as well, deep down there. So, what's one thing that you really, one goal that you have this year, either for you or for the team, that you really want to accomplish?
Probably communicating with a lot more is my goal,
Yeah.
and getting a lot of wins.
Yeah.
And just being with my team for the last time.
Awesome.
And getting a good.
And especially, you being a senior, what's one of your favorite memories, whether it was a game or a bus ride or anything like that? Do you have a favorite memory related to softball?
Probably any year.
Yeah.
Okay, last year, probably when we were playing HMS and it started downpouring, and we were just all in the dugout, all having fun.
I tell you what, sometimes the game's postponed. It's not even going on, and we're having fun. I love that. So, we wish you the best of luck this year, and I hope you guys have a lot of wins. But otherwise, thanks for chatting with me.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, now we have another South O'Brien Wolverine here with me. Who am I speaking with? Brooklyn, how are you doing today? Awesome, great to hear. So, first of all, let's start by telling our viewers and our listeners a little bit about yourself, how old you are, maybe who your family is, and what role you play here on the softball team position-wise.
I'm almost 19. I'm the starting pitcher for varsity.
So, let's see, what about your family? Let's see, talk about them. Talk about can you hear me at all? Okay, talk to me about your family a little bit. How who your parents are. Let's start with that.
My parents are Tom and Jody Edwards. My mom used to play softball, so she's had like a huge impact on me.
Awesome. So kind of learned everything you know in regards to softball anyway from your mom. Awesome. That's great to hear. What do you think kind of one of your strengths of your game is on the field, whether it's offensive, defensive? Kind of give me the breakdown on that.
I would say mostly focusing, like during pitching, like I can stay calm. I know how to stay calm during the game if there's not getting the strikes that I want or all the walks. It's easy to get more frustrated.
Sure.
But I would say I stay a lot more calmer.
Absolutely, and especially with the position that you're in. I mean, it's really a mental part of the game as well. I mean, when things maybe don't start to go your way, it's really important to be able to kind of bounce back and that sort of thing. So anyway, any goals or anything like that in terms of either for yourself or for the team this year that you'd really like to accomplish?
I would say for me, it's going to be pitching through pain that I've
Gotcha.
And then hopefully just getting a lot of wins for this team since there's a lot of younger people.
Awesome.
And just, hoping to get a lot of wins and good communications out there on the field.
Awesome. Well, we wish you the best of luck here in this season and also in the future. So thanks for chatting with me.
Thank you for watching this exclusive broadcast on Fuller Digital Solutions. To receive notifications and links about your favorite team's live streams, join our text club by scanning this QR code or text the word on the screen to the number shown. If your business would like to be a sponsor on broadcasts like this, please reach out to us at fullerdigitalsolutions@gmail.com. Join us all year long for coverage of your favorite team on Fuller Digital Solutions.
And welcome here, folks. We are here in Paulina at South O'Brien's Field, and on a windy day here, we're kind of making things work over here on the bleachers. So ready to meet the team, meet the Wolverines for the boys' side of things, and our first person up to bat, if you will. Who am I speaking with?
Damien Villarreal.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very good. Yourself?
Awesome, doing great. So, kind of first, let's start off by introducing yourself to our listeners and our viewers who aren't really familiar with who you are. Let's start with maybe your parents, how old you are, what grade you're in, that sort of thing.
My parents are Mackenzie and Jesus Villarreal. 16 years old. I'm the center fielder for our baseball team. First hitter and all around just.
Gotcha. So 16. Are you going into your junior year then?
Yeah, I'm going to my junior year.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Awesome. So, and obviously, have you been playing on the team here in the previous years here?
I've been playing since 7th grade.
Gotcha. So a lot of experience here, and obviously at that center field position, that one's a really important one. I'm kind of the leader of the outfield in the middle there. What are your thoughts on when you get a chance to play center?
I like it. I get to call people off if I get called left or right field off.
Yeah.
It makes my day. I don't know. It's really fun. I like having the power over everyone and determination to get that ball.
Yeah, kind of the ultimate aggressor out there. You're going for everything
I can. It's all for a good time.
Yeah.
Having fun with my buddies out there.
Great to hear. And I heard you mention you're kind of doing the batting order here, so I assume you're a leadoff hitter on the team. So tell me a little bit about your approach when you step into the batter's box and kind of your thoughts when you go up to bat.
I try and at least pray before every time I get up to bat. I always make a cross in our little dugout area, and then I get up and just really looking for that fastball and hit one out to center. I usually just try and pray every time I get out there just to have him on my side.
Yeah, that's awesome, and it's little things like that are super common, especially in the sport of baseball and softball. You know, whether it's doing little things in the dirt or in the dugout or little rituals like that. That's kind of the thing of baseball.
I've had that one for a while, and I always made a cross out of my.
Awesome, gotcha. Talk to me about some goals that you have, either for yourself this year or kind of from an entire team standpoint that you really like to accomplish.
For myself, I'd like to have a no-fly zone game. Games don't, balls don't drop. For the team, I just want us to keep pushing through and just trying to win every game we can.
Gotcha.
Just trying to win a game as a team.
Yeah, and you guys have been doing, fairly well so far. Tell me a little bit about your thoughts, kind of so far, and how you guys have performed and things that
I
you're
think we
looking to
do
get
pretty
better at.
good. I think we do pretty good off the start. We're pretty good at hitting the ball right away. Just when we get in that game and they start leading ahead of us, we try to drop our heads a little bit, but we just need to keep our head up and just stay in the game. That's all we have to do.
Gotcha.
But,
Awesome.
Yep, that's really much it.
Sounds good. And, great insight here. We wish you the best of luck, all your goals
Sweet.
and stuff like that. Thanks for chatting with you, Damien.
Thank
Appreciate you. All right, and we'll get our next Wolverine up here to the plate, if you will. All right, who am I speaking with?
My name's Ben Woodall.
Ben, how are you doing?
Good.
Awesome. Good to hear. So, kind of first introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, what grade you're in, that sort of thing.
Yeah, my parents are Phil and Beth Woodall. I'm 19 years old, obviously a senior. Just graduated this last summer and looking to go to Morningside next year for my college education.
Gotcha. Awesome. So, talk to me a little bit about this. Obviously, being your senior season, you're one of those upperclassmen, kind of leaders on the team. How have you kind of embraced that role this year?
Just trying to give some of the younger guys a better look, a good example to follow. Just trying to be a level head all the time, no matter what happens. Just trying to continue to push for the next out. The game of baseball is one out at a time. There's no clock. You just have to keep pushing and do your best every play and move on. I mean, you can't change what's in the past.
Gotcha. Talk to me about some of the positions you play on the field, defense, that sort of thing.
Last night was actually a lot. I played 4 positions, which is about most all year. Normally I'll either pitch or I play middle infield, which is normally shortstop. But last night I was playing third base a little bit and played a little bit of first base, so
Gotcha.
Infield mostly.
So it seems to be that, even though maybe shortstop is your kind of go-to position, maybe your preferred position, you have the capabilities to kind of play anywhere around the diamond.
Yeah, just trying to kind of fill in wherever we might need and do whatever my team needs and where we need me to be successful.
Gotcha. Talk to me about kind of when you do play shortstop. I mean, that's kind of a big role. Obviously, kind of the captain of the infield in that way, the ultimate workload kind of there at shortstop. Is that a role you're comfortable with?
Yeah, just trying to help everyone else around me know what situation we're in and where you're going with the ball. You can't think about what's going to happen after the ball gets hit to you. You have to know where you're going with it, depending on if it's hit to your left or to your right, or if you need to charge the ball, if you're going home. Just you need to know where you're going with the ball before you get it.
Yeah, absolutely. Any goals you have, either for yourself or from a team's perspective for this kind of final season of yours?
For our team, we need to just continue to get better.
Sure.
Just improving every day. Practices like this are hard to come by right now in the middle of the season. A lot of games. 4-game week this week. We had 4 games last week. Just keep getting better every day, and don't hang your head. Learn from the day before and do better today.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we wish you the best of luck. Also, your best of luck in your future endeavors this fall. So thanks for chatting with me.
Thank you very much.
And that was Ben Woodall, senior here at South O'Brien. All right, who am I speaking with?
Mitchell here.
Mitchell, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. So, kind of introduce yourself for our viewers and listeners who aren't familiar with who you are. Let's start with maybe your parents, how old you are, that sort of thing.
So I said, my name is Mitchell. I'm 19, senior this year. Played all 4 years. My parents' name, Jen and Dan Inger. They teach me a lot out here.
Gotcha. Awesome. So talk to me a little bit about another one of the seniors along with Ben. So you guys have kind of a good little group of seniors coming up here. And how has it been kind of going through all the sports, especially in a small town like this? It seems that a lot of you guys play all the different sports together and that sort of thing. So how has it been in the last 4 years kind of with your teammates?
Well, especially with the seniors I play with. There's a couple new ones this year that joined, but Trevor Fidelki and Ben Woodall, we really grew up playing baseball together, and the chemistry is really well. We know where to go, almost how he's going to throw it, if it's going to curve off or anything like that. It's really helped us grow as a team almost, and we kind of grew as captains together to really help the younger guys all together. And
sure.
It just really helps.
And that's one of those things where it's almost kind of like you mentioned, it might not even be spoken. It's kind of an unspoken thing. You just know. You've had so many reps and you just know one another that well. So it's kind of good to see that there's that level of chemistry, at least with the senior group.
Yeah.
Now, talk to me about the defensive positions that you play and kind of your role when it comes to the defense.
Well, I play first base mostly only, and this year I kind of picked up pitching a little bit because I got under control more.
Sure.
And I wouldn't say it's my favorite thing to do, but with us. We don't have a lot of pitchers, so when I can come in and help the guys, I really try to.
Yeah, no, that's exactly the mindset I think you need to have, especially at a small school like this. I mean, everybody's got to be willing to pitch and kind of contribute. And one of those things, if it's maybe not something that you know you're the best at, but if you could get a good inning or two, that could be huge, to help the team win. So now talk to me about kind of your approach in the batter's box when you get the chance to step up to the plate. Is there anything you like to think about or keep in mind?
I guess when I really try to have confidence. There's actually a younger guy on the team named Brady Reedman that really tells me to go up there and be confident, because I had a couple stretch games where I didn't bat well, but now I'm starting to pick it up more and not striking out, and I'm starting to put the ball more in play. And it's really all about confidence going up there.
Yeah, I mean, and I couldn't agree with you more, because to me, baseball is one of those sports where it's about half of it's kind of your physical and your ability, and then the other half is kind of your mentality, how you can kind of keep your mind into the game, both offensively, if defensively, if you make a mistake, and that sort of thing. So great perspective. Any goals that you have, either for yourself this year in your final season or for your teammates?
For the team, I just want to keep growing. I feel like we've really done well the last couple of years to grow. We haven't got as many wins as we wanted, but as a team, I can really tell we've grown together, almost like a family. I want to keep getting wins, because last year we couldn't get those wins like in the 7th inning where they would just like pull away from us. But this year we're starting to pick that up more and really playing together well to end games.
Absolutely. And then Mitchell, I want to ask all the seniors, do you have any idea what you're going to be doing here next fall and kind of your plans?
I'm actually going to NCC in Sheldon to become an electrician. So.
Awesome. Well, Mitchell, thanks for chatting with me. Wish you the best of luck this year and best of luck in the future. And that was Mitchell Angers, another senior for South O'Brien. And I was told we're kind of doing batting order here, so you must be kind of that 4-hole spot.
Yep.
Number 4, aren't we? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gotcha.
Yep.
Who am I speaking with?
Gabe Mormon.
All right, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. So kind of tell me a little bit about yourself for those viewers and listeners who aren't familiar with who you are, how old you are, what grade you're in, that sort of thing.
Well, I'm a sophomore, going to be a junior. Growing up on a farm. My parents' name are Josh and Becca Mormon.
Gotcha. Awesome. So tell me a little bit about your role on the team on defense. What would you say, kind of your positions you play and that sort of thing?
This year I'm third base, and then I've picked up pitching too.
Awesome.
I've been pitching a long time, but
gotcha. Is that kind of, I was talking to Mitchell obviously a little bit earlier, kind of one of those things where he kind of said, I picked up pitching too this year, and one of those, you kind of have to help the team any way you can, and especially in a year where you might not have as many pitchers, you kind of have to step up and help. Is that kind of your thoughts when it comes to pitching?
I pitched a little bit last year.
Gotcha.
A little bit, so
gotcha.
I've been pitching for a while.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Talk to me about that third base position. Now that one's unique, kind of the hot corner, as they say. Get a lot of action. It's coming at you quick. Kind of, what does it take to be a good third baseman?
Quick reaction time.
Absolutely.
And then be able to read it off the bat.
Gotcha.
It's really.
Gotcha. There's not a whole lot of time you can waste when that ball's coming at you as fast as it does. Awesome.
Yeah.
Talk to me about kind of your approach, if you would say, when you're at bat, or anything you like to think about.
Having confidence, and then just have the thought of trying to drive the ball.
Sure.
Just trying to get it somewhere I could get it down and get on base.
Gotcha. Now, talk to me a little bit about your teammates and how it's been. Obviously, got some great seniors here on the team this year to kind of look up to and also kind of fit in with in that way. So, what are your thoughts on your teammates this year?
It's really fun to be with them. Everyone knows you can grow as a team, and that helps you win games.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, we haven't won as much as what we'd like, but we keep on improving.
Right. Gotcha. Any goals that you have, either for yourself or from a team standpoint, that you'd really like to accomplish?
Well, as a team, just keep growing, make each other better every single day at practice or during a game, encourage people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Awesome. Well, Gabe, thanks for chatting with me. Wish you the best of luck this year, and hopefully we see you here a couple more years.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, now we have on our next Wolverine. Who am I speaking with?
Brady Reedman.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. So, Brady, start off, tell us a little bit about yourself, your parents, how old you are, what grade you're in, that sort of thing.
I'm a sophomore. My parents are Eric and Jamie Reedman. I'm 16.
Gotcha. So, sophomore on the team this year. Tell me a little bit about the roles you play on the team, defensive.
I'm the catcher. mainly just catcher. Don't really play anywhere else. If I'm not playing in the field, I DH sometimes. But
Gotcha. Now, talk to me about that catcher position. Very, very unique in the fact that obviously you're the only one kind of facing that other direction, and with that full view of the field, have to be a leader behind the plate, very vocal. Is that a task that you think you're up to?
yeah, very much. It gets difficult sometimes. There's a lot of pressure coming towards the end of games, but it's fun to catch and play with the team that we have.
Yeah. What do you think is like one of your strengths behind the plate, or something that you really excel at?
I'd probably say framing's probably my best thing. I'm not very good at blocking, but we got some good pitchers here, so I don't really have to block very much. But
Gotcha. Maybe can get a couple of those strikes called that maybe otherwise wouldn't have with someone not as well, ability to frame as you. So, any goals you have this year, either for yourself or from a team standpoint?
For myself, I'd say I'd like to bat over 200. Last year I didn't bat very good. Batted a few times in the varsity. Didn't have a very good average, but I'd like to be able to put the ball in play more and help the team out in that way.
Gotcha. Is batting kind of something you're really just looking to improve on over the course of the next couple of years?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Brady, wish you the best of luck. Thanks for chatting with me, and best of luck the rest of the season. And that was Brady Riedemann, and he's going to pass the baton here to the next Wolverine. Who am I speaking with?
Ryan Fuller.
How are you doing?
Good, you?
I'm doing good. So, kind of tell us a little bit about yourself here, Ryan. Let's start with who your parents are, how old you are, and that sort of thing.
My parents are Amy Fuller and Bomber Fuller. I am 17.
Gotcha. So what are you a junior on the team?
Yeah, I'm a junior.
Gotcha. So kind of your junior season, one of the upperclassmen on the team. Talk to me about what you would consider your role is on the defensive side of things, the positions you play, and that sort of thing.
I mainly play second or shortstop, but I can pretty much play wherever on the field.
Gotcha. Now talk to me a little bit about the middle infield. That's one where I think, regardless if you're at second or short, there's got to be a lot of communication between the second baseman and shortstop. Obviously, what balls can each other get to and who's covering the bag and that sort of thing. Talk to me a little bit about kind of your thoughts on the relationship between second baseman and shortstop.
Yeah, you just got to be really communicating with them. Like if they're stealing,
right?
Who's got the bag, all that. If it's a lefty or righty batter.
True. Yeah, that definitely depends. Now talk to me about offensively. When you kind of get the chance to get up to bat, what are some things you like to think about, or what would you say your approach is up at the plate?
I mainly just want to go up there and have good at-bats, get the ball in play.
Right. Nice quality at-bats, kind of helping the team. Even if it maybe results in an out or results in something, it has to be kind of that quality. You hit something hard on a line or something, good like that. So great kind of perspective there. Now, any goals you have, either for yourself or from a team standpoint this year that you'd really like to accomplish by the end of things?
I'm mainly focused on getting better at my bats.
Sure.
Have less strikeouts at bat, get the ball in play.
Gotcha. Definitely trying to work on that offensive attack, I'm sure.
Yep.
Awesome. Is there anything in particular? I mean, is it a form thing? Is it really, what are your thoughts kind of on at least what you've tried to do here to get a little bit better in that?
I've been late on my swings, so I'm trying to get earlier.
Sure, just try to get the fast hands and go through the zone. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you speaking with me. Best of luck this year, and best of luck, obviously, the rest of your time here at South O'Brien.
Yep. Thank you.
Alrighty, and our next Wolverine, who am I speaking with?
Brett Evans.
How are you doing, Brett?
Good.
Awesome. So, kind of talk to me a little bit about yourself, introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, that sort of thing to kind of start us off here.
I'm 17, and I'm the DH for our team, and my parents are Lori and John Sells.
Gotcha. So, are you going to be a senior this next year?
Yep. I'll be going into my senior year.
Gotcha. Absolutely. So, kind of your junior season, kind of the first year maybe that you're one of the upperclassmen on the team, at least in terms of age-wise. How have you kind of thought that's gone so far of being in that upper class role?
I'm just helping the younger people, just getting better at the game, getting better at their stuff, whatever they need to do.
Yeah. Now, talk to me about that DH position. That one's very, very unique in the fact that obviously there's times where you're maybe a prolonged amount of time where you're not actively up to bat. So it's kind of one of those things you have to stay involved and stay engaged in the game, when you guys are on defense or when you're not up to bat. What are your thoughts on the uniqueness of the designated hitter position?
Yeah, it's definitely unique for sure. I'm always just watching the game if I'm not doing anything, so I'll always just sit and watch the game and yell and talk to the people that are out there and just staying best involved as I can.
Sure. And, one of the things I think good designated hitter, he's obviously always watching and maybe can pick up some things because of that fact, and maybe can get a couple of reads off the pitcher just from observing, quite literally every time he's not up to bat. So any goals that you have, either for yourself or kind of from a team standpoint, you'd really like to accomplish this year?
Yeah, just building team chemistry and just getting more hits.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, thanks for chatting with me, Brett. I appreciate you. Best of luck this year. Thank you. And that was Brett Evans. And now we're going to get another Wolverine here up at the plate, if you will. All right, who am I speaking with?
Willie Conley.
How are you doing?
Good, you?
Awesome. So, Willie, tell me a little bit about how old you are, who your parents are, and kind of introduce yourself to start us off.
I'm 18. My parents are Jamie Schreiber. I live with her, and my dad lives in Tennessee.
Gotcha.
Willie Conley.
Gotcha.
Named right after him.
Gotcha. Awesome. So tell me a little bit, obviously you're a senior on the team this year. Talk to me a little bit about kind of your role and what your positions you play defensively.
Well, it's my first year playing baseball.
Gotcha.
Out of the 4 years of high school, so just trying to take a leader role as a senior.
Yeah.
And just try.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're one of those guys that maybe you haven't played baseball very, very successful in some of the other sports you play. We obviously know that you're a very successful hurdler kind of on the track. So talk to me a little bit about how you've kind of felt your other sports. Has anything kind of transitioned into baseball and kind of gave you that jump start just because you've been involved in track and those sort of things?
Just I've been a leader role in like track for sure because I've gone to state in years and like I'm athletic, so I kind of just took that to baseball.
Gotcha.
And choose that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of those things where it's so invaluable. I'm sure Coach Lodi will say the same thing, to have kind of one more senior on the team, even if it is the first year. Because that's you're a leader in on the track team, so you'll be a leader on the baseball team and that sort of thing. So really, question for you: any goals that you have really for yourself or from a team standpoint this year that you'd really like to accomplish, kind of your final season?
To win more games.
Gotcha.
To get past first round of playoffs.
Gotcha, absolutely. And then Willie, we want to ask all the seniors: do you have any idea what you're going to be doing come fall, or your plans next year?
I plan to go at Morningside, compete in track there, and
Gotcha.
try to play basketball there too.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, Willie, thanks for chatting with me. Wish you the best of luck this year and best of luck at Morningside.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that was senior Willie Conley. Alrighty, who am I speaking with?
Jaden Creeber.
Jaden, how are you doing?
Pretty good, you?
I'm doing good. So, kind of introduce yourself to start things off, who your parents are, how old you are, and that sort of thing.
I'm Jaden Creeber. I'm a sophomore. I'm 15. Emily and Adam Creeber, my dad and my mom.
Gotcha. So, sophomore on the team. Tell me a little bit about some of the roles you play, your positions you play on defense.
So I'm playing left field. It's my first year doing outfield, so I get used to it at first, but
gotcha.
I'm getting used to it.
Gotcha. Now, left field is one of those where they kind of say third base is the hot corner. I'd say left field is the hot corner for the outfield. I mean, especially if you get hitters that can pull, down that line, and anything that gets over or past that third baseman's coming right to you. So maybe a higher workload in left than the other outfield positions. What's kind of your thoughts on that position so far this year?
I like to get a bunch of reps. I think catching like pop flies and getting grounders really fun. So
yeah, awesome. Now talk to me about kind of your offensive approach when you do get the opportunity to step in and bat. Anything particular you like to think about or keep in mind?
Get on base. I love like running bases. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's my biggest goal.
And that's one of those things where it's anyway, anyhow, you kind of get on base. That makes you that much more likely to obviously be able to come around and score. And when you do that, you're that much more likely to win. So that's a good mindset, I think, to have an approach at the plate for sure. Any goals that you have, either for yourself, from a team standpoint this year?
Obviously to get more wins. We have a pretty good baseball team this year, so if we just keep on improving during the season and then make it past the first round playoffs.
Yeah, gotcha. And baseball is one of those sports where the playoffs are guaranteed. So kind of regardless of how you do during that regular season, everyone kind of gets a chance. So as long as you're putting together everything at the right time, you could do something. So Jaden, thanks for chatting with me. Wish you the best of luck this season.
Yep, thanks.
All right, now we're going to wait on some more Wolverines here. Perfect, and now we're going to do a little bit of a switch as it appears from varsity. Now some JV players, as we got the large majority of varsity complete and ran through. All righty. And the next Wolverine up to bat here, if you will. Who am I speaking with?
Corbin Warnke.
Corbin, how are you doing?
How you doing?
Awesome. So kind of start off by introducing yourself for our viewers and listeners who aren't familiar with who you are. Let's go. How old you are, your parents, kind of that sort of thing.
I'm 15. My parents are Jesse Warnke and Rachel Shanks.
Gotcha. So tell me a little bit about kind of the positions and roles that you play on the defensive side of things.
I play a little bit. I'm kind of like just a dynamic player. I play like second, short, third.
Gotcha.
Just any place they really need.
Kind
like
of that utility role, kind of Swiss Army knife, maybe.
Yeah.
Kind of whatever. I like that, and that's a good philosophy to have. Kind of whatever they need me to do to get us to win. I feel like that's something on good baseball teams. That's kind of the thought process. Talk to me a little bit about kind of your offense, and do you have what's your approach, or kind of something you like to think about before you get up to bat?
Normally, when I'm up to bat, I just try to make sure that I can get like. Normally, we have like a person on base. I'm like the cleanup hitter.
Gotcha.
I like to just either just get someone around the bases or just try to help see if we can score some points. But try my best to get on base and move people around.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that approach. Kind of move station to station in that way and get runs. I love it. Well, thanks for chatting with me. I appreciate you, and best of luck this year. And that was Corbin Warnke. Now, the next Wolverine up. Who am I speaking with?
Brody Van Beek.
Brody, how are you doing?
Good, you?
Awesome, doing great. So, kind of tell me a little bit about yourself. Let's start with who your parents are, how old you are, that sort of thing.
My parents are Dustin and Shalene Van Beek, and I'm 16.
Gotcha. So would that make you a sophomore this
Yep.
year? Gotcha. So sophomore, and tell me a little bit about, obviously, what you feel like your role is on the team. Maybe let's start with your defensive positions.
I usually play around middle infield, like shortstop, third base, second, and once in a while I'll play varsity. Depends on who's pitching.
Gotcha. So let's kind of talk about that middle infield spot, regardless if it's second base or shortstop or really even third base. I mean, to me, you gotta always have to have the communication. You have to be communicating with one another. And is that something you feel you guys do well?
Sometimes we can, but there's sometimes where we just lack it.
Sure, and that's like any team. There's times where it's good, there's times where it's bad, but I'm sure you guys are just continuously trying to improve. Now, any goals that you have, either kind of for yourself or from a team standpoint, that you're really looking forward to accomplishing this year?
I don't know. I look forward to starting next year and hopefully winning around like 8 games.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, Brody, thanks for chatting with me. I appreciate it. Best of luck this season.
Thank you.
And that was Brody Van Beek. Now our next Wolverine. All right, who am I chatting with?
Elliot Boardman.
How are you doing, Elliot?
Good, and you?
I'm doing great. So kind of introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, kind of that sort of thing. To start us off.
My name is Elliot Boardman. I'm 16 years old. My parents are Rachel Wilson and Eric Boardman, and I play second base.
Gotcha. So second base, another sophomore, I'm sure, on the team. So you guys have a lot of sophomores, kind of a nice little group. Tell me how it is kind of between you guys and the relationships you have with your teammates.
I'd say we're pretty close. All talkative. No one really argues.
Yeah.
All pretty good friends. So.
And to me, when it's kind of a small school like this, a lot of you guys play a lot of the same sports together. So do you think that's an advantage when it's like you're always kind of with the same guys year round?
Yep.
Just kind of competing year round?
Yep.
Yeah, gotcha. That makes sense. So you mentioned second base. Talk to me a little bit about your offensive kind of side of things. Do you have an approach or kind of a mindset or maybe something you do before each time you go at bat?
I don't know. I just try and hit the ball.
Stay relaxed, kind of. Well, that's one of those things where I've asked people and they'll be like, "No, I don't really think about anything," because when you think, then you're not relaxed and that sort of thing. So awesome, just kind of go up there, hit the ball, and do your best to put it in play. Great. Any goals that you have, either for yourself or kind of from an entire team standpoint?
Just better myself, get better with the team.
Awesome.
Win more.
Awesome, Elliot. Thanks for chatting with me.
Yep.
Wish you the best of luck this year. And that was Elliot Boardman. Now we're going to get the next Wolverine up here. All right, who am I speaking with?
I'm Austin Egas.
Austin, how are you doing today, my man?
Good, how are you?
Good. So, kind of introduce yourself for our viewers and listeners who aren't familiar with who you are. Kind of start with your parents and how old you are.
Yeah, I'm 17. I'm also a sophomore, following Elliott, and my parents are Chadner and Angus.
Gotcha. So another sophomore on the team. What positions do you play from a defensive standpoint?
I'm strictly a first baseman.
Gotcha. So you're kind of a tall guy, so I'm sure you're able to get some of those balls that maybe other shorter kids won't be able to hop up and get. What do you think is a real strength when you're playing first base of yours?
I'd say, especially on our home field here, I really know how to read the hops on some grounders that come, and that's a really big strength in my game.
Yeah, absolutely. Now talk to me when you do get a chance to go bat. What's kind of your mindset or something you like to keep in mind when you're
I always like to be aggressive. I'm a JV player, and we see a lot of fastballs from kids and big zones from the umpires. So I really like to be aggressive and hit early in the count with those fastballs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you said it very, very well there. Especially, at that JV level, pitchers, they're trying to get ahead. They're trying to throw fastballs. So, that first pitch early in the count, if you're looking for it, is going to be a good one to hit. So I like that approach from you when you get up to the plate. Now, any goals that you have, either for yourself or from a team standpoint this year?
I would say for me, just keep learning from varsity first baseman Mitchell Inger. He's really taught me a lot about the sport and just rules about first base and stuff, so I've learned a lot from him this season.
Gotcha. Yeah, and that's one thing that I do want to ask some of you younger guys is, how have the seniors really been? Obviously, maybe you're working with Mitchell a little bit more, but maybe not him, and just kind of in general, the seniors. What are they like to interact with?
One that's really impacted me is Ben. He's taught me a lot. At the beginning of the season, my swing was struggling a lot, and he really helped me kind of get it back, and he just kind of helped me relax a little bit, and it just helped me through that.
Yep, absolutely. Well, that's what it's all about, and then obviously, next year and the year after that, you'll be the one kind of passing that information down, so it's kind of a gifted down thing in that way. So awesome. Austin, thanks for chatting with me. Best of luck this year.
Yep, thanks.
And then that was Austin Negus. All right. Who am I speaking with?
Jackson Weir.
Jackson, how are you doing, my man?
Good, you?
I'm doing great. So let's kind of introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, that sort of thing.
I'm 17. I'm a junior, and my parents are Nick Weir and Hannah Johnson.
Gotcha. So a junior on the team. Have you been involved with the team in previous years, kind of before your senior year?
Yeah, I played since freshman year.
Gotcha.
So I played all 3 years.
Gotcha. Talk to me about kind of the positions you play defensively and what your role is there.
Most of the time it's first, but I've been put at second a couple of times when it's needed, but it's not often.
Sure.
But it's mostly first is what I play.
Absolutely. I mean, first base, you're a big, tall guy, man. You can get up there and get some of those balls. I'm sure that maybe others can't. What's kind of a strength or something that you really feel is a strength of yours at first?
Reading whenever the ball is going to hop, because we got really bad Swanee hops on our field. So it's hard to predict, and I think I could predict most of them a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't, but I think that's my biggest strength at first.
Do you think it's one of those things where, maybe here they're really bad, so that kind of helps you when you go to the other fields that maybe aren't as bad, that you're kind of used to the worst of the worst, if that makes sense, Yep. Awesome. So now any goals that you have, either for yourself or from a team standpoint?
The team's been more successful than previous years, and I just going for my senior year. I just want to see us make a playoff run, and not just first round, and see us be more successful, which we're getting there. I think we could be pretty successful coming up.
Gotcha. Awesome. Now, talk to me a little bit about the seniors and how they've kind of been, obviously, as upperclassmen. Did they give you advice? Did they help you out? Or kind of what are your thoughts in regards to them?
They help you out a lot of the times. The two that stand out the most is Ben and Mitchell. Mitchell helps with stuff at first, and Ben he's knows everything about the sport. So he's good at what he's saying and talking to you, and just helps you become overall a better player.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, I appreciate Jackson. Appreciate you talking with me. Best of luck this year, and best of luck the rest of this week in your games you got. That was Jackson Weir. Alrighty, and who am I speaking with?
Will Stout.
Will, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Awesome. So, tell me a little bit about kind of how old you are, who your parents are. Introduce yourself.
I'm a freshman. My parents are Doug and Jolene Stout, and I'm 15.
Awesome. So now, you said you're a freshman on the team. Yep. Talk to me a little bit. Did you play as an 8th grader as well?
No, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Awesome. So now, how's that transition been, kind of from that level? Now you're up here at the high school. Has it been difficult, or has it been fairly easy for you?
Relatively easy, I'd say, because the upperclassmen do help a lot. You know, just
Sure.
the encouragement too, not just from a strategy and not just from that standpoint, but from the encouragement. And
Kind of, it's
trying, yeah.
maybe one of those things where they make it a little easier for you, probably. Awesome. Tell me about the kind of the positions you play on defense.
Mostly catcher, pitcher every once in a while. Just catcher mostly.
Gotcha. So that's a very unique position, kind of the only one where you're kind of faced that other way. You have that whole view of the field and have to be very vocal, have to be always on the move, always talking. What are your thoughts on kind of that position?
I've just kind of always seen it as the quarterback of the baseball team.
Yeah.
Just having to make sure everybody kind of knows where they're going in situations, trying to line everybody up to hit cuts and that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, talk to me when you do get a chance to go up to bat. What's one thing that you like to think about, or do you have an approach or a mindset that you really like to?
I always think if it's their swing, I try to be aggressive. With JV, like you were saying earlier, this JV pitchers like to get ahead, so look fastball early.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any goals that you have, either for yourself or from an entire team standpoint, you'd like to accomplish this year?
I'd say just try to get better and improve my craft and just get better at batting and catching.
Awesome. Thanks for chatting with me. I appreciate you, Will. Best of luck this season.
Thank you.
And that was Will Stout. Now he's going to pass the mic on to another Wolverine here. All right, who am I speaking with?
Carter Halverson.
Carter, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Awesome, doing great. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Let's start with who your parents are, how old you are, that sort of thing.
My parents are Tisha and Brian Halverson. I'm 17. Love to golf. Work construction right now.
Awesome. So does that make you a junior?
I'm a junior.
Awesome. So kind of tell me a little bit how it's been, maybe the first year of having that upperclassman role. Maybe kind of those younger grades kind of looking up to you for that guidance, that advice. How has that been?
This is only my second year on the team.
Gotcha.
So I don't have as much advice to give to them.
Sure.
Kind of learning as they
Sure.
are, But it's been fun my junior year.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me. Go ahead.
Coming
Freshman
up,
year.
I've been able to talk to them a little bit.
Sure. Awesome. Great to hear. Now, talk to me about the positions you play.
I play center field mostly.
Gotcha. Now that one's unique. Kind of have the most ground to cover out there in center. How do you feel like you do out there? Do you think you excel at that position?
I'd say I'm pretty decent at it. I get to where I need to be. I think I have a good idea of what's going on in the field most of the time. So unless the wind's super crazy, I think I need to
Gotcha.
miss it.
Gotcha. Now talk to me about when you go up to bat. Is there something you like to think about, or do you have kind of an approach at the plate?
I just kind of try to clear my mind, focus on the ball. I look to our coach, get the sign, focus on the pitcher, and then try to put the ball in play.
Gotcha. That's how you got to think. You got to think you're going to hit. You got to think you're going to put the ball in play, and then odds are you do. So, any goals that you have, either for yourself or kind of from a team standpoint? I know, like you mentioned, kind of only your second year on the team, but still, you got to have some goals, obviously, going forward.
I really want to improve my batting. I've got some varsity reps this year, and my batting wasn't the best. So, I'd like to, work on batting and
Gotcha.
hit some more balls.
Awesome. Well, thanks for chatting with us, and we wish you the best of luck, obviously, this year, and we'll be seeing a lot of you, I'm sure. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right. Who am I speaking with?
Luis Salazar.
Luis, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Awesome. Doing great. So, kind of tell us a little bit about yourself, how old you are, who your parents are, that sort of thing.
I am 18 years old. My guardian is Aurelio Roman.
Gotcha.
I love playing football.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of the sport I'm in love with.
Gotcha.
I work at JTV Manufacturing as a welder.
Awesome.
I'm going NCC to study welding.
Awesome. So, Luis, obviously you're a senior. Is this your first year on the team, or have you been on the team before?
Second year. I took trips down to Mexico during the summers last couple of years. With
Gotcha.
my dad.
Gotcha.
I played baseball from years old until 12. Wanted to get back into it.
Gotcha. Awesome. So this is probably the first year. So you didn't play last year.
I played last year.
You played last year. So this is the second. Gotcha. Awesome. So tell me a little bit about your thoughts on how you did last year and now things this year that you're already kind of seeing any improvement or any kind of things in that regard.
I am improving and seeing how the ball flies when it goes to the outfield.
Sure.
I've taken a really long break from football. From baseball.
Yeah.
You lose
Sure.
a couple things.
Sure.
You forget
Yeah.
how to bat almost.
Yeah.
When the wind gets really nutty, you can't really see where the ball's going. But this
Gotcha.
year, I have improved on that.
Gotcha. So where are you normally at there in the outfield then?
Right field.
Gotcha. So talk to me a little bit about that position. Now, right field is one of those where, at the high school level, especially if you have a really quality pitcher and those batters are late on those fastballs, that they're coming right to you. So kind of, what are your thoughts on kind of your philosophy out there in right, or things you like to think about?
I kind of take it like a more chill approach. I don't like being stiff out there. So as soon as I see the pitcher start his windup is when I, get ready for the bat.
Yeah, absolutely. Any goals that you have, either for yourself, from an individual standpoint, from a team standpoint, kind of your thoughts on that?
I've been learning how to pitch again, so I'm hoping to pitch pretty soon.
Gotcha. Awesome.
It has been a while though, so it's
Gotcha.
a little bit of a struggle.
Having to get back on the bump, love it.
Yeah.
Well, Luis, we wish you the best of luck this year and also in your future endeavors. Thanks for chatting, my man. And that was Luis Salazar. And now the next South O'Brien Wolverine here. Who am I chatting with?
Brennan Billick.
Brennan, how are you doing?
Pretty good.
Awesome. So kind of start by telling me who your parents are, how old you are, that sort of thing.
So I'm 16. My dad's name is Brian Billick. My mom's is Carmen Billick.
Gotcha.
I play 4 sports, but
Gotcha.
I've always
Likes baseball for sure.
Like baseball, yeah.
Awesome. So now, what grade are you in? So you're a sophomore?
I'm graduating sophomore, going into junior year.
Gotcha. Awesome. So kind of tell me a little bit now. This is your sophomore season. Did you play as a freshman on the team as well?
Yeah, I did. It was fun last year. We didn't have as great a season. JV did, but varsity we just kind of struggled last year. But
Gotcha. Now, what's something kind of now in your sophomore season this year that you really feel like you've improved upon, really gotten better at, or really kind of honed?
I think my fielding.
Sure.
I missed my cuts really bad because I started 7th grade year.
Gotcha.
So my cuts were a bit off. But
Gotcha.
I worked on that a little bit.
So maybe a little bit of a learning curve since 7th grade, but now kind of obviously getting into things and getting a little bit better in that regards. Talk to me about your batting and something that you maybe that you think you do well, think you need to improve on, or anything like that.
Well, with my batting, I'm not a bad hitter, but this year I've been off and I've been swinging. I've been missing about like 2 inches off of it, but
Gotcha.
I'm reaching for it.
Gotcha. And that's one of those things. Baseball and softball, they're such streaky sports. You could be doing so well, and it's like, why am I doing so good? Then you could be doing, have a streak where it's bad. So it's one of those things where you kind of got to find yourself more in the middle than anything. So awesome. Thanks for chatting with me. We wish you the best of luck here this season and the best of luck here in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Thanks for chatting.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And I don't know if we have any more.
I don't think we do.
Okay, awesome. So we'll see if I can get Coach Lodi here. Alrighty, so welcome in here. Who am I chatting with?
DJ Lodi.
Awesome, Coach. How are we doing today?
Oh, we're doing okay.
Awesome. So kind of let's start off your thoughts on the season so far. Kind of anything that you've really seen that you've liked, or things that you've seen that kind of you've focused on improving so far throughout the first part of the season.
So far we focused on fixing a lot of the little things. Some struggles that we had last year, and I think this year our hitting is getting better, and we focused a lot on that in our winter off-season stuff. Sure. And then we've just worked on some little fielding things, just where our foot placement, our hand placement, stuff like that, and that's helped us a lot in the field so far this year.
Gotcha. And kind of talking to the boys, I mean, something offensively, you mentioned you guys have been working on hitting, and that's been a big focus. One thing I've kind of noticed is, attacking early and kind of that first pitch fastball or being really aggressive early in that count. Is that something that that a philosophy hitting-wise that you guys are trying to kind of embrace here?
Yeah, just one of the things we talk about is if you struggle to hit the curveball, why wait to see one of those? You just will go attack a fastball and go hunt a fastball. Your chances are better at getting on base if that's what you get better. So.
Sure, yeah, and I feel like especially at this level, I mean, that's what pitchers are trying to do. They're trying to get ahead, and especially, with trying to do that early, a fastball might be most likely what they use. So that's always a great mindset to have. Now, talk to me a little bit about the kind of the composition of your team from a seniority standpoint. Do you guys have a lot of seniors, a lot of freshmen? I know we've kind of gotten a good mix, but it seems fairly equal to me.
Yeah, we have a lot of sophomores, and we have a lot of sophomores that have to step up and play varsity time for us, and those guys do make a big impact. But then our seniors are also great leaders. We have 4 seniors, 3 or 4 seniors every night on varsity that are big helps to us. And when they play, they seem to be good leaders on the field that keep attitudes up and they keep people going.
Gotcha. So do you think, I mean, that's one thing where I was talking to the kids as well. I mean, baseball's kind of, I feel like half is the ability, the talent you have, and then the other half is really your mindset and the culture you build and your approach mentally to kind of how you do things. So what do you think that you guys really have kind of that mental side of things that you guys really are proud of here?
One thing I always talk about with baseball is almost 70% mental.
Yeah, right.
You can have all the skill in the world, but if you don't have a good attitude and you don't have a growing, learning mindset, you're never going to be able to grow in baseball because baseball is tough. It's a mental sport. When you're going through something tough, you got to have that good attitude to keep yourself going and keep yourself in a good mood to keep everybody else going. Everybody else going playing well.
So now, talk to me a little bit about the competition you've played so far. Obviously, you're in the War Eagle Conference. That's a very, very strong conference in the world of baseball and softball. So obviously, you've played some fantastic teams, and right now you're 3-8 overall. So just talk to me a little bit about some of those teams you've played and kind of the competition so far this season.
Again, like you said, a lot of War Eagle teams are some of the best baseball teams you'll see around the state of Iowa, and we're going through playing almost all of them, and they are tough teams to face. Now, I do think that we have let some games get away from us that we are in until late, or we make little mistakes that don't keep us there, or just little things we're trying to improve on all year, and I think we are getting better at that, and I think that keeps us in a lot more games. But we still have a tough schedule, and we have plenty of games that are winnable coming up forward that we play, and we just need to play well.
Absolutely, and that's one thing that one of your seniors, Mitchell Anger, mentioned that I asked him any goals he had, and that's what he said. He want to close out those games that you probably should close out, and that you should win those games you should win, as they say. Now, like you mentioned, a lot of good games coming up, but the competition being what it is, and the War Eagle being what it is, do you think that really helps you guys throughout the course of the season? You guys are playing some of the best teams, and then when it comes to that playoff, which we're all guaranteed here in the baseball world, that you've kind of been tested throughout the whole season, and that I'm sure you can benefit from that.
Yeah, especially when we get to the playoffs, or just regular season when we start playing some more exhibition games that aren't War Eagle games. I think sometimes it does show because we're in a lot of those games, and I do think some teams may overlook smaller teams in the War Eagle that they really should, the fact that they do play at a high level of baseball all the time.
Yep, absolutely. Now, Coach, any goals that you have, now speaking more towards this season, anything kind of towards the end of the year that you're really looking forward to accomplishing here from the team?
I do think that one of the big goals that we need is just to shut out games. If we can start shutting out games and start finishing games well, I think we have a chance to be very good and have a good finish to the year.
Gotcha.
Then we can carry that hopefully into the playoffs and maybe steal a game or two there.
Gotcha. Now talk to me a little bit. Obviously, like you mentioned, you have a lot of sophomores, so you have a kind of a good foundation for the future as well. So what are things you're kind of excited for, even kind of past this year, and things that you've seen that you're building on into the future of the program?
I'm excited next year to see how our juniors progress and how our juniors become, and how our juniors step up to be the leaders of the team. No matter how they help us and how we use them in the field. And then I'm excited to see next year to see how our sophomores step up and our few freshmen that we have to see how they will step up and start helping with the team more than what they have been. And I think that they have a good chance to get some varsity time and get some pitching time as we all need pitchers, and they can
Sure.
be leaders that way.
Sure, and that's what, talking about some of the guys, that's what it's almost like asking what positions they play, and it'll be, I play second base and pitcher, or it's I play first base and I do a little pitching. I think with a small school like this, you kind of have to have those contributions from everyone, even if it is just an inning or two, or a couple of good quality batters that you can get up there and face. So it's good to kind of see that you guys have that here and that sort of thing. Coach, thanks for chatting with me. Obviously, you got some practice here that one of your seniors is kind of taking your role up there on the mound, so we'll let you get back to that. But again, thanks for chatting with me, and we'll be chatting with you throughout the rest of the year.
Awesome.
Thanks, you, Coach DJ Lodi, everyone. And I don't know, are we done with kids? I think we're kind of asked through everybody. Awesome. So we're going to shut things down. Thanks everyone for watching here. South O'Brien, Meet the Team.